What up? PFC 178, I think. We in here. Gonna talk a little match day 2 fantasy for you guys. Maybe give you some ideas for match day 3, who to pick up in every position, who to sell, who to keep, and who to take a risk on. Got our fantasy expert, Bussington, right here next to me.
Struggling this year, though.
It's a rough 2 weeks, right?
Oh, my goodness. There's some picks that I'm really frustrated I didn't pick up. I mean, the West Brom defender, Hegazi. I mean, that's huge for anyone that saw that. I was talking to you last night about that. How did I miss that? I mean, cheap defenders. That's my money maker right there, and I missed it. My bet on that.
Yeah, dude,
I have to do better.
I dropped Chicharito. I mean, I had him week 1 against United. I don't know why I did it backwards. I had him week 1 against United, then dropped him the second week against Southampton to pick up Rashford. It makes zero sense. I should have done it the other way around. Should have had Rashford in week 1, Chicharito in week 2. But hey, you live and you learn, man. You live and you learn. We're here to help you guys. You know, we're experts as far as like consumption of the game. But as you know, fantasy is, I would say, in my opinion, 90% luck, 10% keeping up with the news, and maybe making the right hunch calls.
Shall we just throw some names out there? Top 5, bottom 3?
Yeah, let's do it.
Top 5, we got Ali FC, Mohamed Helmi. Again, with a huge week, 86 overall, 173 total. He is 14th overall in NBC Sports. That's huge.
Dude, he's 14th in the U.S.
And
14th in the U.S. and
764th overall in the game. And he's in our league right now, so we know that, Mohamed, you're bringing it. Everyone else has to step up the game. That'd be great if you could keep going well. Drive us all along.
Dude, and I love that name. A shout-out to I think it's the club is in the UAE, United Arab Emirates, Al Ali. I used to use them way back in, well, not use them, but play against them way back in, like, FIFA 96 and stuff. Just picking on that poor club. But legendary, or not legendary, famous in that region, Al Ali, and clearly famous in our league as well, running the table right now.
Then we got Kanoa FC, Ricky Kurdawana.
There you go.
Kurdawan. Yes, 60 points overall in the game week 2 or match week 2, 144 points overall. That's still good. You got 84 the first week, 60 the second week. That's really good. Then we got A, B, C, D, E, F, C. Sean Maroney.
Didn't have trouble with that name, huh? Nice and easy.
To be fair, I'm surprised I didn't. Actually, I'm surprised I didn't go F, this, E.
Abseda FC.
But they got 57 for the week, 141 overall. We got McPunny, 11. McPuny, my bad. Keith Brimcat.
What up, Brimcat?
Brimcat.
How's that jersey treating you?
Coming in strong in 4th place, 83 points on the week, 138th overall. He's only 6 points from 2nd place. Keith, you're representing this year. Nice job, my man. Minis, MUN, Man United. I'm assuming.
Yep.
Manuel de Grassa, 89
Beast.
For the week. And we got 138.
An absolute
tied
beast.
with Keith. You're in 5th. I guess because of name alphabetical order, I'm assuming.
Yeah, most likely. And shout out to Manny, 89 points. I think is the highest total for our league in match week 2 so far. So congrats, brother.
You want to get the bottom 3?
Yeah, let's get this dirty 3. These relegated / not paying attention / get your butts out the game / joining the league late. So I'll give you guys a pass. Game of throw-ins. Eric Gomes coming in 42nd, first weekend. He missed the deadline for match week 1. Love that name though, Gomes. Daddy's Dream Team, 46 points. Game week 2, 46 overall by Fermiano Ribeiro. Shout out, bro. Get out of the basement. And Don Vergas FC, Christopher Udavi, 50 points for match day 2, 50 points overall. And a quiet little shout out to a popular supporter of PFC, Chili Boy 11, Federico. Jump on it, Federico. What's up, man? Federico Suarez, 46 points overall. 46 for match day 2, 56 for overall, which means match day 1,
get 10.
he got 10 points. Federico, what are you doing? 10 points. He's match day 1.
Taking tips from Farid.
Speaking of Farid, let's get into the PFC guys, where they're ranked. We got bottom of the barrel still. Tom in 71st place.
Ooh.
Match day 2 got himself a fat 31 points. What a beast. 72 overall. Struggling.
What a beast.
And then we got Farid also dragging the legend. 35 points for match day 2, 87 overall. You got me, Big Mouth over here, Tiki the Man. Game week 2, 35 points. I'm also dragging. Overall, I got 95. And Bussington?
I'm in 42nd place with 101 points overall. I only got 41 points this week. Man, these... I'm struggling with some of these players. Jesus. Who do I have? Yeah, Jesus. You're killing me. You're killing me, dude.
Look, I think he's overdue. We'll get into, the different recommendations. But right now, Jesus is killing a lot of people. But, man, I'm really iffy on dumping him this early. The dude is a natural raw talent. And if you watch the Man City games, he's had his chances. It's just a matter of him getting on a streak. So I feel your pain, bro. At $10, you should definitely at least have a goal by now.
Yeah, he's 10.5. Hopefully I'm not losing too much money on him. And then in 13th place, we got Al with Lando USA. He got 48 points for the week, 120 overall. So right now, Al is representing the PFC crew, 13th overall. And speaking of 13th overall, I got I got whipped around a little bit from Tiki's lady, Kara, because I threw her a shout-out for being in, 60th place. Her and Holly Williams.
I don't think it was a shout-out. The issue is that it was a diss. The two ladies. Holly, if you're feeling, a little hard done, I apologize for Hussey's lack of etiquette calling you out last week. We're not going to drag you guys through the mud this time.
Well, the point is, Kara was quick to remind me that she finished 13th overall last year. So, you know what? I think they moved up. Kara, you're not in 60th anymore. You're 58th. So, moving on up.
Where's Holly? How's Holly doing?
Holly
Apparently we're calling you guys out, ladies.
I mean, we have to show them love. I mean, they're the only 2 girls in our league, I think.
Yeah, there's Holly right there, 68.
I passed right by her. Okay, well, Holly, come back at us because we got Vincent CO, which is awesome because company. That's one of my favorite names. But, ooh, you had Walker.
Oh, that's rough.
-2, I had Walker in our fantasy draft. I want to punch him in the face. Well, actually, no, I don't want to punch him. I want that stupid second yellow. Nope.
Yeah,
Stupid.
she'll be fine, though. Her team looks strong. Let's get into the matchups coming up. Match day 3 for fantasy.
Okay, best matchups of the week. They're favorable for Bournemouth versus Manchester City. Then we got Crystal Palace versus Swansea. Huddersfield versus Southampton. I'm not saying that one team may win by a lot of goals. I'm just saying that game, I'm thinking there will be a few goals. So there will be points in there. Then we got Newcastle versus West Ham, Manchester United versus Leicester, and Spurs versus Burnley. Now, the unfavorable games where I just don't know exactly what's going to happen. We got Watford versus Brighton. I kind of want to say Watford's going to score tons of goals because they've been pretty on fire. Yeah. But I'm just waiting for that wave to break. And I don't know when it's going to be. So it could be this coming week.
And Brighton's a solid team.
Yeah.
Brighton's coming up from the championship. You figure they'd be a weak team. They're a solid team so far.
And, they also had a few good signings. We had Proper and then a few other guys. And then we have Chelsea versus Everton. Nobody knows. I mean, I guess Rooney might score.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Everton played Man City last week, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you look at that game. I mean, Everton could have won that game. City, could have won that game, as far as, opportunities. But it's such a stalemate when these, when two good clubs go at each other. You often want to kind of stay away from that because it could easily be a 1-1 draw, 0-0 draw.
Yeah. I'm double-checking with the The City. Yeah, Man City was the second week for Everton, and Stoke was the first week. So then the last two, we got West Brom versus Stoke. Is Hesse? Is he going to score again? We don't know. Good price. We'll get back into him. But West Brom, solid team. You just don't know.
2-0.
Yeah.
2-0. Not a bad start for two unbeaten men.
I guess they're not missing Fletcher.
Right.
And the biggest game of the weekend probably. Well, maybe Chelsea-Everton might be the biggest. But I'm still thinking it's going to be Liverpool versus Arsenal.
This is the biggest game of the weekend.
No one knows. There's probably going to be tons of goals. Two fraudulent defenses with two very world-class offenses. With Alexis Sanchez coming back, you never know. But Liverpool has the motivation and the can't think of the word from winning Champions League.
Oh, the buzz.
The buzz. I can't think of the word right now. Oh my God! I just ate a sandwich and my head is not working right now. I actually ate 2 sandwiches and half a loaf of bread.
Meatball?
I just got back from the North End. So
my neighborhood.
How am I not supposed to eat tons of food? I also had 2 pastries and a large gelato. But that was a lot.
Jesus, I was going after it, dude. When in the North End, I guess.
I don't know what it is. It's about bakeries and, butchers, like all these type of things. Like farmers markets.
Food, yeah.
Whenever I go to these places and it looks like all natural, I mean, I just throw the money down. But I was working, so thankfully the bosses paid for everything.
Nice.
So when I realized that, okay, I'll take that. Oh, you didn't want that? I'll take yours.
I'll take the whole store.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm not paying for it, so.
And one of the places was Bricko. Awesome. They treated us very, very nicely. So if anyone's watching from the North End, the Bricko. Thank you. Loved your bread and your pastries.
And your buns. Get it? Buns.
All right, let's get into the players. Starting off, for anyone that hasn't seen this yet, we start from goalies, work our way down to strikers. For each position, we got buy, keep, sell, and risky player. So we'll get into it. So buy for me.
Goalkeepers.
Yes, for the goalkeepers. Buying for me, I know that this might be a name that people would kind of turn their head to, but Joey Hart. I mean, he's facing off against Newcastle. Joey Hart and West Ham, they have too much talent to keep doing what they're doing. They're letting in way too many goals. They're letting too many shots get out. They're not scoring goals. I mean, when it comes down to it, they're starting 0-2. Stupid Arnautovic with that elbow. Yep. If he doesn't get that red card, it's a different game against Southampton.
Agreed. They could have potentially won it, especially with Chicharito getting his brace. Southampton got a goal late, to take the game. But with all 11 men on the field, who knows what would have happened that game.
And then you also have, they're facing Newcastle, Huddersfield, West Brom, Spurs, and Swansea. So 4 out of 5 games, they very well could keep clean sheets.
So now is the time to pick up West Ham players.
And even if you want to go past Swansea, we got Burnley, Brighton, Palace. Then you got Liverpool, then Watford, and Leicester. Oh, actually, no, I'm just going to take away those last 3 because Leicester, Watford, and Liverpool have a good chance of scoring against them.
Of the next 11 games, they only have 3 difficult matchups. So just take that into account. Matchups are very important in fantasy, if you guys don't know already.
And even if West Ham are allowing shots, I still think Joey Hart has the ability to save a lot of them. And for every 3 shots, he gets a point. So,
every 3 saves.
Oh, saves, sorry. Every 3 saves, Joey Hart gets a point. So I very well could see 9 saves on the day, 3 points. I could see some points coming Joey Hart's way.
Cool.
Next, keeper. This is the keeper. Well, to keep the keeper.
Keep the keeper.
But he let in a horrible goal this past week. But you have to keep him because he and the defense are just too good. Hugo, Swansea, West Ham, Huddersfield. And if we want to go further than that, we got Bournemouth. But for now, you got 4 or 5 good matchups coming in the next 5 or 6 weeks. So Lloris, I could very well see.
There's plenty of clean sheets back there, man, with the defense as well.
Swansea, you know what? It's going to be a clean sheet with Burnley. It's going to be.
I like the call, man. Sammy Vokes might have something to say about that, but I like the brave shot.
Tottenham, they have to start killing that curse that everyone talks about.
Yeah.
And they have to start from right now.
Yep.
They can't say, "Oh, no, we'll be okay." No,
Yeah.
you're not going to say you're going to be okay. You got to get in there now. And I think that's the attitude that they have. that sandwiches.
Excuse us while he digests, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
It was like heartburn. I'm not sure if it was which sandwich or which pastry or which piece of bread that was. Or gelato. But I eat so much.
The whole menu. Dude.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, Hugo Lloris, that's your keeper. If you have him, keep him. At 5.5, he's not the least expensive, but compared to a defender who might be more, or a midfielder who might only be getting 2 points, that's a good buy.
There's value there. Yep.
So, who do you have to sell? Where is he? Oh, I don't have him up. I thought I had him. But he's with Watford. We have Gomes. I mean, this is a player that they
Mr. Suspect himself.
Oh my God! They tied Liverpool, but let in 3 goals. They won 2-0
against Bournemouth.
But Bournemouth is struggling right now. I really see Watford struggling, but at the same time, it's Brighton. But I think Brighton is just due. I think they are. Like I said, they brought in good transfers.
Yeah.
I could see at least 1 goal going in. If 1 goal goes in, there's no reason to have Gomes. After that, they have Southampton, Man City, Swansea, West Brom. So I think Watford is going to start leaking a little bit. Not too bad. So I would not tell someone they're an idiot for keeping them. But
there's better value out there.
Yeah, exactly. Joey Hart, same price.
Yeah.
So why not take a stab at him? And the risky player, Johannes Lossell, Huddersfield goalkeeper. Again, 4.5. They're facing Southampton, West Ham, Leicester, Burnley, Spurs. That's the risk. Because right there, Southampton, West Ham, Leicester, those are 3 teams who are going to shoot. Those are 3 teams that are going to give a lot of opportunities for this guy to get a save. Now, if he gets the clean sheets, like he did versus Crystal Palace. Actually, 2 clean sheets already. I forgot about the Newcastle game, but he's 2 clean sheets. He has 17 points on the. Oh my God! Just this one player has more points than what's his name from last week that got 10 points.
Hegazi?
No. I'm talking about in our fantasy league.
Then Federico.
Yeah, Federico.
This guy on his own has more points than Federico. Sorry, Federico.
And he doesn't have a team. He's just a player. We're just talking about that week 1. If you take his week 1 with 11 players, and you just take this goalkeeper's 2 weeks, he had more than him.
Federico. Jumpone.
No. I mean, jokes aside, Johannes is looking like a good keeper to have because Huddersfield is starting to surprise people. Crystal Palace, okay. Newcastle, we expected it to be a close game.
Yeah.
But with Southampton, that is going to be a test. If they do well against Southampton, I say keep them again for West Ham.
Dude, if they come out of these next 3 games, so they have Southampton, West Ham, and Leicester, if they come out 1-1-1, Huddersfield is legit. They have to try to steal 1 win from those 3 teams. Or maybe 2 draws, 2 draws and a loss. That's not too bad. But those are the kind of games that Huddersfield knows they need to get results from. So I think they'll be pushing for it. Defenders.
Hey, we already mentioned this guy. I mean, if you don't have him, pick him up. At 4.7, it's Hegazi. I mean,
he's a no-brainer. I mean, he started at 4.5 week 1, jumped to 4.6 week 2. I mean, he's going to be 4.7 week 3. You got to get on this before he hits that 5 spot. Get on it now. Take a risk. Sure, it's West Brom, but West Brom's Tony Pulis' team is always solid in the back, man.
And he has 23 points on the season. 15 the first week, 8 this past week.
You know who he has more points than?
Oh, jeez.
Federico Giampone.
They're also facing Stoke, which isn't too threatening because they got the 1 goal last week. But if you take away that 1 player, or maybe it's just because of the adrenaline coming in with Hesse coming in with the adrenaline, taking that shot, getting that goal.
Yeah.
But then again, if he doesn't score, Stoke, they don't have many more options.
Exactly.
KYRIE, I guess. But then after that, you got Brighton, you got West Ham struggling, Arsenal, then Watford. So, West Brom, if they're doing their thing, they're hard to score on. Tony Pulis, he basically just keeps finding defenders to step in. And we don't give him enough shout-out. We always give Southampton a shout-out for just next man up. Next man up. Tony Pulis, he sells Fletcher, gets Gareth Barry. He gets rid of a couple defenders, or maybe they're just not doing well. And he brings in, or he has other players step up. And West Brom always seems to just do well defensively.
And look at Johnny Evans, a guy who was a Man United reject, essentially, doing his thing for the last few years at West Brom, is attracting the attention of guys like Pep Guardiola, at Man City. Now, obviously, they're not bringing him in to start or build a program on his back, but the mere fact that Pep Guardiola, the coach of Barcelona, the coach of Bayern Munich, the coach of Manchester City, wants you, it says a lot, man. It says everything right there. Tony Pulis doing work with these guys defensively. West Brom, if you can, get some defenders or get a goalkeeper in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. Well, no, I wouldn't go too hard on goalkeeper because Foster,
I would only go for clean sheets. I mean, they're gonna have clean sheets, man. They pack it in so well. They're so organized. That's the only reason I pick up Foster. If it's a favorable matchup, clean sheet it. But West Brom, man, defensively they're always sound.
Oh yeah, and then after that we have Nathan Ake.
Solid.
Oh no, this is selling.
Oh. Well, I mean, as a player, he's
solid. He's solid as a player. If you guys do listen, if you saw me last year and maybe even maybe even the year before that, I'm a huge fan of Nathan Ake. Ake, whatever his name is. He's 5 pounds this year. I think that's a little too expensive because last year he was 4.5. He did well, but we got Man City, Arsenal, Brighton, Everton, Leicester coming into town. I mean, I don't care if they're home or away. City, Arsenal, Everton are going to be tough matchups. Leicester probably going to score a goal. Brighton, maybe not. But, again, you can't keep this player on. If you look, and right below Leicester, we have Spurs, Stoke, then Chelsea. So this guy, for the next 2 months, he might get you 1, maybe 2 clean sheets. Maybe.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
And then playing against these players, he's looking at yellow cards maybe. So, Nathan, I'll see you in November against Newcastle, November 4th. That's when he's time to look at him again. Newcastle, Huddersfield, Swansea, Burnley, Southampton, Crystal Palace. November 4th, that's when you pick up Nathan Ake again.
Yeah. Basically, for the month of November, keep Ake and then sell him again in early December.
Yes, December 2nd, I would say after the Crystal Palace and December 9th, if he doesn't get injured and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So, it's a bummer that I have to sell you, but I can't keep you.
It is, yeah.
Hey, it's business.
Another person.
And then the risky player of the week, we have Jack Stevens.
Love this dude.
Again, we were talking about Southampton. Next guy up, Virgil van Dijk, goes down injured. He might be leaving a transfer. He might not want to play for Southampton. It's fine. We got Jack Stevens.
Right?
Who the hell is this guy?
Fonte. Font leaves and goes to West Ham last season. We got Yoshida to plug in. Van Dijk, like you're saying, might leave for Liverpool. Who cares? We got Jack Stevens in there. It's amazing what they do at that program.
It's amazing / comical because it's so amazing. And
Mane, see you later. Doesn't matter. Southampton's fine.
And right now, the next one, besides Virgil, might be Tadic.
I love Dusan Tadic, man. I think he's a guy who hasn't gotten enough heat over the last couple of years. He's been playing for Southampton, but every few years, you see 1 or 2 Southampton guys pop. To your point, he's definitely next. Yeah,
I think Tadic, after this year, he's gone.
Yeah.
It could be Liverpool. I mean, especially if Coutinho gets sold. I really would not be surprised if Tadic goes to a different team. But getting back on Jack Stevens, they got Huddersfield, Watford, Crystal Palace, United, Stoke. So out of 5 matches, United, yeah. Hey, look, this is the EPL. This day and age, there's so much money that you will bound to play certain teams that look a little harder, maybe even like a Crystal Palace or a Stoke. Watford will still be tough, ask Liverpool. But even Huddersfield is doing well. But these are the games that you have to use the smart decisions. Like, you have to. I would like Jack Stevens.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop that one right there because I was just about to go down a hole. I can
sense it. Yeah. I can sense it. The wheels were turning. You're about to turn the wheel left. I was like, nope, we're not going in that hole, dude.
I had like 4 thoughts in my mind. And I was like, which one am I going to pick? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to abort this mission. Neither one. So let's move on to midfield. This one, I was actually stuck between 2 different players who play for the same team. I was thinking about Mkhitaryan, but I think we talked about him last week. So I'm going to go with Pogba.
Whoa! Pogba! Pogba! Really?
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why I'm making such a big deal of this, because me and Al spent 2016-17 season defending this guy to Farid and Huss. I like the fact that Huss can come around. Numbers speak when it comes to this. You know, he's able to separate his incorrect emotions.
I'm not sure about incorrect. He's just starting the year off hot.
Dude, this is the real Pogba, though. This is the Juventus Pogba we saw. This is why they paid $100 million for this guy. Now, look, I'm going to check myself.
West Ham, Swansea.
Yep. But, dude, the pieces are there. The way he's playing. I'm more excited about the way he's playing, not necessarily if he's going to get goals. Obviously, we're talking fantasy, so that's very important. But me as a United fan, I just want that presence, that energy on the field every day. And if he does that, he's going to get goals, man. Goals and assists. I love it, Huss. It's come full circle, bro. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
So, Pogba has just been amazing the last 2 games. I mean, he by himself took down Swansea for the most part. That first goal, it was set up because of him. I'm not sure. They gave him the assist. I don't think it should be assist. Hit off the goalkeeper, they saved it. Hit off the post, and Bali came in.
I'm the same way, man. If it touches the other opponent, you know, if it touches the goalie or comes off the post, Tom doesn't mind them giving him the assist. I get it. You know, I see both sides.
It should reset.
On the side of, it should reset. That he didn't mean to give the guy the ball.
He wasn't passing. He was shooting for a goal.
Exactly.
I mean, that's not assist for me. But then again,
it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, still got 15 points. I mean, assist is 3, so he still would have got 12. So between week 1 and week 2, he got 23 points.
Jesus. Way more than Federico. Federico Giamboni.
But, I mean, this coming week, they have Leicester, who, I mean, they're going to be tough. I mean, you got Morgan, who was it, Maguire back there now?
Maguire back there.
But at the same time, just as who was it? I can't think of who was the last week. Swansea. First 44 minutes, they look great.
Yep.
They're shutting people in. They should have. This very well could be a 1-1 game in the 44th minute, or a 1-0 game for Swansea, and then they just broke down. And that's what United has. They have the ability to score that one chance. So I think they will. And I thought Lukaku. I mean, Lukaku's still getting his goals. He's still.
Yeah.
But Pogba is the one that's setting everyone up. He's the one that looks dangerous in the air, set pieces, moving around the top of the 18. So let's just move on.
Let's do it. I love it.
I don't want to talk about Pogba anymore. Then, keeper. I'm just going to go with Capu.
Oh, no.
You know what?
Honey pot.
You know what? Last year, he had a few goals at the beginning of the season. He looked good. He looked hot. You know what? If you have him, you're hoping he does the same thing. Then you sell him in October and you say goodbye till next year.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're thinking week to week. We're not thinking, oh, I want this player for the whole year. No. Yeah. I want to just milk this cow dry for the next 3 or 4 weeks. Maybe he will.
And to your point, Huss, I know I'm crapping on Capu, but his productivity has gone up the last 2 years. He had 7 goals last year. Look, he's a bit of a D mid/center mid. He's got the creativity to play number 10, but Watford doesn't really use him there as often. But Capu's not a bad shout, man. He's very cheap, too.
Yes, and then they're facing Brighton, Brighton at home, then Southampton away, then City where it doesn't matter, Swansea away, and then West Brom away. So I'm looking at 2.5 games right there that are going to be legitimate for Watford, or at least Capu. City, that's a waste of time. West Brom, maybe. So actually, you know what? Southampton, West Brom a halfie, so we're looking at 3 then if we count the 2 halves. Moving on from Capu. We got the one and only, the man that wants to leave for Barcelona. You have to sell him. You can't keep him, Coutinho, because there are so many rumors. It's a back injury. Oh, then he's feeling ill. And then it's one of those things where, look, I think everyone sees the writing on the wall. He threw his transfer request in. It doesn't seem as if he wants to come back to Liverpool.
And a caveat, a little side point, it looks like Liverpool might be able to hold off Barcelona. But to your point, this is fantasy. You need a guy who's going to start every week until the transfer window is closed, and this guy's still wearing a red jersey. Stay away from him. I have him in the draft league. Obviously, in that league, it's a little bit different. You can't really drop him, or else someone else could potentially pick him up. But in this league, in this open format, dump this dude, but have your mouse trigger ready to click on him on September 1st when that window closes.
Yeah, I mean, there's, 7 days left. When you're looking at this, there'll probably be 6 days left in the transfer season or transfer window. I think Liverpool will hold on to him. I really do.
Me too. Especially with a little sidetrack here. Dembele, it's just reported that they've reached a fee. So I don't know if they'll close both Coutinho and Dembele, considering both clubs want, north of 100 million. So I don't know if all that Neymar money, they're just going to plug it into the transfers, or are they planning to, make some improvements behind the scenes with that money? So I don't know if they'll get both Coutinho and Dembele, but it looks like right now the Dembele deal is the more likely to go through.
And I just saw something that looks like 120 million euros for Dembele.
Jesus.
Right now, the rumors. But to get Coutinho, there's rumors that they're going to come back with 150 million euro. I think it's going to take 150 million pounds at least. I don't think Liverpool are going to sell because they know how much money you can make in Champions League. And now that they have got the Champions League, Klopp went out and talked about, and paraphrasing, but basically like, are you kidding me? It's your job. Go do it. Or go win. It's your job type of thing in the press conference. And you saw the difference that Emre Can, who, quote-unquote, doesn't want to sign.
One of your boys.
Well, he, quote-unquote, doesn't want to sign, but how happy did he look after those 2 goals?
Yeah, look, it's always funny, man. When a player, it happens in American sports all the time, when you're either in the last year of your contract or you're in contract negotiations, magically you find that form that you need to get you that extra 20, 30 grand a week. So I think he's going through that right now. But I've always loved Emre Can. Whether he stays at Liverpool or not, whether he gets the money he wants or not, I think this guy's a talent. I think he's going to be instrumental for Germany going forward, the national team. And he's just got that touch of class. He's got a bit of power, not a lot of pace, but acceleration and power. And he's got a sweet, sweet shot, man. He's a beast.
Well, right now, I'm hoping as a Liverpool fan, that same feeling is going to go to Coutinho. Mm-hmm. We got in the Champions League. Get ready. We got a good squad because they looked scary out there. They looked so scary because there was a pass that Wijnaldum passed, great through ball right to in the line of Mane outrunning. I think he brought that one to the box. Heel flicked it to Firmino. I think Firmino crossed the ball over to Can right there.
That was a nice little dinky chip, and then Klopp runs to the fans and yells to them, that is football. And does his famous fist pump.
I think he said a different word, too.
Yeah. I censored it a little
bit. Yeah. But the thing is...
the energy's there, man. The energy's back. Without Coutinho, I thought this team was going to lose every single game they played just because of the media distractions and the fact that Coutinho is so important to this team. It's like, if a transfer saga started with Paul Pogba right now in United, it would shake up the locker room. But to Klopp's credit and to his team's credit and to Mane's credit specifically, Liverpool looking good. Obviously need to sort out the defense, but looking good without Coutinho, surprisingly.
Well, I was bringing up Wijnaldum because that pass, that reminded me of a Coutinho ball because there was a goal that Liverpool scored against Berlin in the preseason where Coutinho hit the ball over the top and it landed basically in Salah's foot. He scores. It was perfect. So if Coutinho comes back with Mane, Salah, Firmino all around, if they do switch to a 4-2-3-1, Coutinho is with Can or Wijnaldum or Henderson behind him, This team has been built around Coutinho.
Yeah.
If he leaves now, it's almost.
Well, you got to build it around Mane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like once he leaves, you got to build it around Mane, and then never get caught in that situation again, and buy some depth.
You know what? We got way too much into the transfer talk. My bad. Sell Coutinho. You don't know where he's going to be in 1 week.
Yep.
Actually, might as well just stay on the issue. Your risk pick is Mane, because they're facing Arsenal.
Yep. Arsenal.
You don't know, but at the same time, Mane is a big time player. We saw it. Who they play? Can't think. Oh, Crystal Palace. Who was that guy that scored at the very end of the game? Mane. That game that I keep talking about. I mean, I use this game as reference when I'm coaching kids. The game that Liverpool had against Everton, where it wasn't all about skill, that game. At the very end, near that 90th minute, who's there to run by someone, poke the ball in? Mane.
Hey, Huss, I'm going to use your Pogba argument. It's Crystal Palace.
No, hey, that's fine.
It's Crystal Palace.
No, that was Everton last year.
No, I mean the game he scored the game winner. The goal he scored the game winner. It's Crystal Palace.
Okay, fine.
It's just West Ham.
Hoffenheim. In Champions League.
It's Hoffenheim. First time. Where were they? They were German division.
They finished in 6th place,
3
right?
years ago.
They finished in 6th place last year.
Yeah.
Who else finished in 6th place?
Who?
United.
Did they?
Yeah, they finished in 6th place last year.
I don't remember anything about 16,
Oh, no, wait.
17.
Wait, did they?
Yeah, I think they finished below Arsenal in 5th. Liverpool was 4th.
Yeah. I don't even remember.
Well, look, I blacked it out. This year we're going to win it.
Yeah, outside top 4, I don't care.
Exactly. I'm the same way. I'm like, where's my club? I don't care. They're not in top 4.
Yeah, and then after Arsenal, Liverpool has City, Burnley, Leicester, Newcastle. So the next 2 matches are really tough for Liverpool, but I really think that Mane will just show up against anybody. He's the type that does his thing.
Dude, that game might be a good one, man. They said Coutinho might be back for it. We'll see if he really is. But the next two weeks are very seasoned or early season defining moments for Liverpool. You're playing against top 6 competition back to back. It's going to be tricky.
And let's get to strikers to round this up. So, the first striker that we have, Harry Kane at 12.5. They talk about the curse.
What do you have him as? Keep, sell, buy?
Buy. Because
I'm with this 100%.
This guy right now goes against Burnley at home. It ends this week. He's scoring this week.
Dude, he's so overdue, man. It's time, right?
I hate the whole, the curse. He's at Wembley. He's Harry Kane.
Dude, and he hit the post last week against Chelsea. So it's not like this dude is off form. He's not feeling it. He's not working it. His touch is off. He's just bad luck for right now. You want to have this guy on your team and maybe captain for this game against Burnley. Home against Burnley, and they need to make a statement. The news all week has been from different Tottenham players. Hey, we need to win something. Hey, we need to take advantage of this team we have right now. Hey, we need to go for it. So the focus is there. And they're starting to bring in pieces. You know, they brought in Sanchez in defense. They're looking at, forwards to back up Harry Kane because Jansen's a bit of a bust. Dude, stay with Harry Kane. He's a hungry man. My personal opinion.
Well, we saw a little bit of this last year, too, where he struggled for a little bit. People didn't know whether to pick him up or not. I think he got injured at one point.
It was like the Vardy syndrome.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do? What do you do?
Yep.
And the people that stuck with him, what the heck?
And that's the difference maker, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Picking him up a week or two before everyone else wakes up to him gives you that advantage over everyone else in the league because for 2 weeks you're getting his points. Once Harry Kane gets hot, he basically becomes a default player, which means you pick him up so you can just even out the playing field. You're not necessarily picking him up to gain ground on people above you. So Harry Kane, Lukaku, guys like that, Alexis Sanchez if he comes back, Coutinho, those are the kind of guys you got to pick up. Aguero maybe
even Hegazi because he's so cheap getting points.
So the whole league is going to get him. The whole, fantasy world is going to get him. So you want to make sure you have those kind of guys and then pick difference makers who are going to pop, on certain weekends.
Yeah, and I mean, I just realized they don't have any home games. They should just all be A's. They should all be away games because they're not at the stadium.
Wembley, yeah.
So we got Burnley, Everton, Swansea, West Ham, Huddersfield, and even after that, you got Bournemouth. So up until October 14th, they got Everton is the hardest. I mean, it's looking like it's going to be crazy good for Kane once he finds his stride. If he can find his stride this week, watch out Everton. And if you can get one against Everton, holy crap, Swansea, you're dead. Like, you're dead. Like, I don't even know why you show up. Well, then again, Paul Clement's doing really well with Swansea.
Yeah, you never know, man.
I should show more respect because they did hold United off for 44 minutes very, very well.
They did.
But maybe West Ham then. Let's go pick on West Ham. But Harry Kane, the man, the myth, 29.6% people own him right now. He should be at least 35 to 40% by the end of, before the weekend. So, next one up. The keeper, the person that you did not want to keep last week, Javier Hernandez.
What a
Chicha.
What a stumble by me. Amateur move.
You know what? I just thought about this. Chicha is the new, for the next 4 years, Jermaine Defoe. And what I mean by that is that Jermaine Defoe was on Spurs. He was on bigger teams. He did this. He was a traveler.
Hired gun.
I mean, Javier was on United, then went to Germany. Doesn't really know where he's going. Now he's at West Ham. He might move on too. We don't know. But at 7.1, where Defoe normally starts in a year, at the beginning of the fantasy season, around 7 to 7.5, he very well could be the new Defoe.
Yeah, and the league's very sensitive this year, guys, as far as increasing the values of the players. I know last year there were some players who kind of, you could get away with watching them for 2-3 weeks perform and then still have enough points to jump in and get him. A guy I can think of is Matty Phillips. Last year was a beast, a quiet beast for West Brom. But they weren't adjusting his price quickly enough, and I was able to jump in and get him at a steal price. So Javier Hernandez, to Huss's point, he might be that dude, that assassin, that missionary kind of dude. So you might want to jump on his train sooner rather than later.
I'm thinking...
And he's been in the EPL before, so he knows this league. He's played at a lot of these clubs before, so there's that whole, 1 year adjustment period. For him, I think it's like a 3 month to 6 month, if that, adjustment period.
And Chicha, this is just me giving out a blind guess, but I think it's an educated guess. He's going to finish top 6 in points for strikers. At 7.1, that guy might be the steal of the strikers. Not Mitrovic, which I was hoping at 5.0, who might play.
How many goals do you think he gets this year? 10 to 5.
Here he is,
10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. Just a range.
15 to 20.
Cool. That's 7 points.
I'm not saying
7 points.
Yeah.
That's a steal.
I'm not saying that he's going to be scoring meaningful goals.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be 2 games that, one game that he gets a hat trick.
Kind of like he's doing right now. He had 0 goals against United, and then shows up with a brace the next week against Southampton. He might be that kind of player.
And I'm thinking 3 games on the season with 2 goals. He just got 1, so just right there, that's 6 goals between those 4 games. I could see him very well getting 10 more goals in random games throughout the season, dude, especially if he doesn't get injured.
If you don't know much about this guy, he's actually a fantasy sleeper, man, because when you watch him play, you don't see, special moves. He doesn't really go at players.
He's a poacher.
He is a poacher, man, a natural poacher, a guy who just knows where the ball's going to go in the box. He just feels it. He's always in the right place at the right time. So if you've been watching him play and you're unsure because, there's no step overs there's no, one-on-one ability, look past that, man. This guy's just a pure goal scorer. Reminds me a bit of way back in the day, Alan Shearer. Obviously not as good as Alan Shearer, but that kind of like awareness in that box.
If Chicha scores 20 goals on the season, I already know which photo I'm going to use for the meme. It's when Giggs and what's his name? Well, my God, the United manager before Jose.
Who? Louis Van Gaal?
Yeah, Van Gaal and Giggs, when they looked at each other after Chicha missed the penalty.
Yeah.
That's the one. Chicha scored 20 goals? And yeah, just like them looking at each other?
That was just devastating, man, because you could see Giggs was the one who backed Chicha. Louis Van Gaal was the one who, didn't want Chicha, but trusted his assistant, let Chicha play. Chicha misses the PK, and that's the last time he was seen in a United jersey. It's devastating.
That's the first time I've ever seen a transfer go down in the stands like that.
Right?
Just like this week.
Right? Like text the contracts department. Yeah, sell him, dude.
Oh, my God. It was sad because I think he's one that just throws his whole entire body and effort into everything.
Yeah.
Moving on to who to sell. We just talked about him, who I thought Chicha is going to be the new one, Jermaine Defoe. He's on Bournemouth. He's a traveler. He's also a poacher. Decent shot. I'm not taking away anything else that he does, but he's great at turning defenders and scores, but none of that means anything if he keeps on coming in the 60th minute.
Here's the key, man. Bournemouth, like you said, their fixture list is going to be very tough the next few games. Man City and Arsenal coming up. This is a guy you want to start. I'm calling it right now. Jermaine Defoe starts the next 2 games. At a minimum, he starts one of them. Why? Because experience is there against these big clubs. I know you have Josh King in there doing his thing.
Josh King should be behind him.
Or on the bench. I don't think Josh King should be starting over Jermaine Defoe right now, especially because Bournemouth is 0-2. But yes, when all things are working, all things are clicking, Josh King should be behind him. He's got pace. He's got the lungs for it. And then have Jermaine Defoe poaching up top, or at least, stretching the line.
Well, I still think King should start. Last year, when he went on that huge run, he was playing right behind the striker. He came late into the box, or he would use his speed at times. He was great when he was in that position. But right now, you have to start Defoe if you want any chance of those players. Where, again, King is behind him. But I don't know if Bournemouth is going to do that. I don't know what they think they have in Jermaine Defoe. When Jermaine Defoe went to Bournemouth, I'm not sure if they had talks, but I'm pretty sure that Jermaine Defoe thought he was going to be playing. He only has 2 more years.
No, look, I think he went there knowing he's not going to start right away. He has to earn his place, So he has no problem with that, man. The fact that he was at Sunderland for so long, I do too. He's a beast. The fact that he was at Sunderland for so long, shows you the kind of guy he is. He's just a workhorse kind of guy. I think he's going to start Huss. Bournemouth is 0-2 in a season where anyone could get relegated. You got Crystal Palace down there dragging dick.
I don't even know. If Bournemouth gets relegated, that's almost as bad as Chelsea finishing in 10th. Because Bournemouth finished, I believe, in 9th or 10th because they were right next to West Brom. But if they get relegated and they drop that many spots, you can't keep the manager. You lose. You can't keep him.
Eddie's too good. Eddie's too good to go back down to the Championship.
I think he has to get fired because of how bad he would do if they get relegated. But I think he's going to make adjustments, and he has to trust himself again, which he did the last year and the year before.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. It's tricky.
And the last one, not too tricky here. It's a risky one. Not because of who they're playing, but because of the player. Benteke. He's with Crystal Palace, as you know, 7.9. He's the type of player that can go off for 3 goals or 0 goals.
Or miss a goal from inside the 6.
But that's one of my main points. They're facing Swansea, then Burnley, and then Southampton. City and United, and then you got who else? And Chelsea following. So you can only keep Benteke for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
After that, you have to sell him. If you keep him, well, I don't know what you're thinking. Unless he's on your bench. But that's still a lot of money to have somebody on your bench. But against Swansea, Benteke does get his chances. He does see the goal. He is a good forward. We saw it with Aston Villa. We did not see it with Liverpool, but we saw it with Crystal Palace a little bit here and there last year. If you get him the ball in front of the net, he'll score.
Most of the time.
But he needs chances.
He needs service, yeah.
Yeah, but he's been getting them, so I think he's going to get plenty during Swansea. Also, because in Swansea, I forget his name. He is now out. I just saw it. Bartley.
Oh, the defender?
Bartley, yes.
Yeah.
And when Bartley, because he's such a beast at 6'14", I don't even know what that is, 7'2"? No, I don't even know. He's just a massive dude, so that's one less person Benteke has to fight with in the box. If he's playing this game, if Kyle Bartley's playing this game, I don't know. I think he shuts down Benteke. But he's not. So I think Benteke is going to have one aerial goal, and then, you know what?
Are you going wrong?
No.
Left foot, right foot header?
You know what? No, Benteke's... That's how much of a risk. I'm not going to say anything with Benteke. He's so up and down.
He's a coin flip.
Yes. He should he should have at least 1 goal this game, I would think.
Yeah, but that's the advantage of the risk. He's got 3 points so far in the entire season. You know who has more points than him? Federico! Jump on it! What up, Fetty? Cool, man. So that wraps it up for... Does it or does it not?
I just realized I didn't do who to keep for a defenseman. Because...
All right, throw it in real quick.
Yeah. Any Manchester City defender.
Why?
And why I say that is don't freak out. That's the worst thing you can do if you're a City owner. You just have to keep playing these guys. They're too good.
Yeah. The
man is too good.
That's why Jesus, like, people who want to drop him, I get it, man. It's 10.5. That's a lot of dough. But this dude will pop at some point, and you're going to kick yourself because when you had him, you got a bunch of ducks, bunch of zeros. And when you drop him, he's going to pick up. So I'd say keep him for another week or two, man. It's like Harry Kane. Harry Kane hasn't scored in the last couple. He didn't score last week. He's struggling. Hasn't scored this year so far. But keep him, dude. He's a no-brainer. So Man City players, you know, there's certain ones you can sort of, like not to pick up Fernandinho and stuff. But guys like David Silva, guys like De Bruyne, those guys are going to do work this year. In the back line, you got Company. Otamendi's a bit yellow card happy. You got Stones, who's slick as hell.
Walker's doing, I don't even know what he's doing right now, but he's going to get points. Yeah. That's why I picked him, I think, like 5th overall in our fantasy draft.
As soon as he comes back from suspension, he will get points, either assists or clean sheets, man. So Man City looking dangerous.
And the 2 players, captain, vice captain for the week. Stuck between 2 players. I'm only going to say 1 player because he's been in really good form when the team has, and then the other one is vice captain. I don't want to talk about him. I just want to say his name and get on with it.
Here we go.
Paul Pogba.
Pogba!
He just seems to keep getting points. And
for me, captain, I got Harry Kane. I think he's overdue. Burnley's about to get worked in Wembley.
Well, that's my vice captain. I'll go with Harry Kane.
Cool.
That's definitely somebody that it's a little bit of risk because he's not in form, but everything says he's going to score right now.
Love it. All right, so that wraps it up for Fantasy Match Day 3 preview for you guys. Hit us up with questions. Obviously, if you have concerns, want our opinion on stuff, we got a couple messages last week from people giving them tips and stuff for free. So,
and who was that? Wayne Spiteri calling me out saying, "Oh, this is great because Huss is going to help me beat Huss." Oh my God!
Yeah,
Wayne.
I mean, Spiteri needs all the help he can get.
I don't know.
He's a bit of a choke artist. Look,
he's like in 12th right now.
Yeah, man. Like I said last year. Ladies first, guys. You can lead all the way through week 37. It's all about who's leading week 38. And sure, it wasn't me. But hey, man, I cracked that top 5 last year, making a push. So don't worry about it, guys. If you're out there struggling like Federico.
That's like 5 shout-outs.
Dude, I love that dude. He's one of the biggest PFC fans out there. At his work, he's got a whole cubicle section of fans going. It's kind of cool. But
he's a cool dude, and I like him.
Yeah, obviously, we got a gang of fans, guys like Luke Whitty, Spiteri, Brinkat, all these guys showing us love, man. Josh out there doing work, Andrew. We appreciate the support, guys. The numbers keep increasing because you guys keep spreading the love. We're nowhere without you guys. We're just, 5 dudes sitting in a room talking shit. So we appreciate you telling your mama. We appreciate you telling everyone you know. Keep doing it, and we'll keep producing this content. We love you guys.
Thanks.